So you look at this and you might see some kind of energy tunnel, right? Something pulling you forward into this really vibrant digital unknown. Or is it a portal? Maybe a gateway to another dimension entirely? Well, this mysterious, constantly shifting space, this is the world of Oblokos.
So let's be clear, you need to forget about traditional galleries here. This is Teleport Lab. It's what's called a site-specific digital sculpture. It's basically an interconnected system of portals, and it's designed for you to explore it, not just stand back and observe.
And this is absolutely crucial. The animation here isn't some preset sequence of frames that you just watch. No, it's a spatial phenomenon. The full artwork, its entire form, only reveals itself as you navigate through it. Your movement is literally what brings a sculpture to life.
Okay, now let's get to the really wild idea, the core concept that powers this entire world. All that visual instability you see, the flicker, the static, that is not an accident. That is the fundamental building material of the sculpture.
The project makes this really critical distinction. It's not about a technical error, like when your computer crashes, we've all been there. This is about the structural glitch. This is the intentional, the constructive use of computer errors as a visual language. It's turning failure into form.
So how do they actually create this controlled instability? Well, they harness real rendering behaviors, things like Z-fighting. That's when two surfaces in a 3D space compete for the same depth, and it creates this shimmering, vibrating look. Or they use imperfect transparency, which makes layers flicker in and out of existence as you move around. It's a kind of controlled chaos that makes the whole thing feel alive.
And this just shows you how deep the concept goes. Every single one of these structural glitches is tokenized as an NFT. And each one literally represents a real computer error code, a symbolic system failure that gets transformed into a tangible, sculptural building block for this world.
So, how do you take all these individual pieces of error and assemble an entire digital organism? Well, it's not just about breaking things into fragments. It's a really complex architecture of superimposed layers. It's all done through a superposition of 4 distinct layers. You've got an energetic layer where the NFT fragments come together to form these beams and cores of energy. Then there's an ecological layer, populated with alien plants. Then the blockchain layer, which provides a permanent on-chain blueprint, verifying the ownership and the exact arrangement of every single fragment. And finally, you have the perceptual layer, which is defined by those glitch mechanics that respond to your point of view.
Take the Orinoco portal, for example. That glowing energy beam in the center, that's not just an animation file playing. It is a sculpture, meticulously assembled in 3D space from hundreds of individual tokenized fragments. And remember, each one is an NFT representing a computer error.
But for a system like this to be truly independent, it needs its own permanent foundation, right? I mean, how does an artwork survive without relying on a single company or a centralized server? This brings us to its sovereign infrastructure.
The project uses a technology called Arweave. Now, the easiest way to think about it is like a permanent, decentralized hard drive for the internet. That's why it's often called the permaweb. By storing all the artwork's data here, it's completely freed from any single platform. It ensures the art can exist immutably forever.